Senate Armed Services Committee meets today for its second hearing in a series on global challenges and U.S. national security. Chairman McCain was invited to join the American delegation to the funeral of the King of Saudi Arabia, and he asked that I chair this hearing in his absence. I know he regrets not being able to join all of us today. I request unanimous consent that Chairman McCain's opening statement be entered into the record.
Without objection.
Thank you, without objection. I am pleased to welcome three of America's most distinguished military leaders: General Jim Mattis, General Jack Keane, and Admiral William Fallon. I welcome each of you today, and I thank you for your willingness to testify before us. Even more so, I thank you on behalf of this committee and the American people for your decades of brave and honorable service to our country. It is because of leaders like you and the men and women you've commanded and you continue to serve in uniform that Americans enjoy unprecedented freedom, security, and prosperity. Each of you commanded at all levels and ultimately served in positions that required not only a deep knowledge of tactical, operational, and strategic levels of military operations, but also an understanding of national security decision-making at the highest levels. It is that experience at the nexus of military operations and military and strategic national security decision-making that is particularly relevant to our hearing today. There is a broad consensus among national security experts that the threats to the United States and our allies that we are confronting are growing both in complexity and severity. In Ukraine, we have witnessed blatant Russian aggression that has forced the administration to undertake a belated reassessment of the nature of the Putin regime and question long-held assumptions regarding the security situation in Europe. In Iraq and Syria, ISIS has established a safe haven and training ground in the heart of the Middle East that it is using to destabilize the region and threaten the core national security interests of the United States and our allies. Meanwhile, the regime in Tehran seeks to use negotiations to achieve sanctions relief while avoiding a permanent and verifiable end to its nuclear weapons program. Simultaneously, Iran continues to oppress its own people, threaten key allies like Israel, and support terrorist groups like Hezbollah. Across the Middle East and into North Africa, emboldened al-Qaeda affiliates plot attacks against the United States and our allies. Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula uses the horrible security situation in Yemen, a country the President cited as recently as September as a counterterrorism success story, to plot and carry out terrorist attacks around the world. In the Asia-Pacific, China is using historic economic growth to build military power that is too often it is using to bully its neighbors and test international laws that are essential to the United States, and our partners' international security and prosperity in the free waters in that region. While each of these threats and challenges are unique, with each of them there is a consistent and concerning gap between the strategies our national security interests require and the strategies that this administration is pursuing. Likewise, with defense sequestration set to return next year and the threats to our country growing, there is also an increasing gap between the military capabilities we have and the military capabilities that we will need to address these threats. The key question for this panel and for all of us remains: what is the best path forward to address these national security challenges? Few in our country have as much national security wisdom and real-world experience as the members of this panel. Between the three of you, you have more than 115 years of military experience, much of it at the most senior levels of our military. We look forward to hearing your best advice on how the federal government can fulfill its most important responsibility to the American people, and that is protecting the security of the United States of America. Thank you very much, and I would like to turn it over to Senator Reid.